Hi everyone, I am Ketra. We are going to do a collective reading together today, and the intention of this reading is to help those sober souls, those on the path of spiritual recovery, healing from their shadows, healing from behaviors that no longer serve them, or past traumas, or anything of the like. This intention is for the 11th step. It is spirituality in the spiritual steps of recovery. And it is, I mean, all of them are my favorites, but this one is a game changer. Learning how to meditate and to spiritually connect through prayer and meditation. So whether you resonate with God, the divine, just a higher power, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the time that you spend with yourself to connect. And to connect for so many different reasons. A couple of things I wrote down I'll just share with you before we get started is prayer and meditation is to gain wisdom and understanding of your higher powers and what they intend for you for your life. So what is your soul's path and what is the intention that God has for you on your soul's path? Seeking the strength and ability to act on the guidance revealed. You learn that through prayer and meditation. When you meditate, you're just able to slow down and really connect with the divine so that you can get those messages that they're trying to get to you. And also to be more mindful when you're not meditating of the signs and synchronicities that the universe is trying to give you to help keep you aligned on your soul's path. It is a conscious contact, cultivating a deliberate and ongoing connection with God, with the divine, with your higher power. This helps you find direction and purpose, leading to a more fulfilling and peaceful existence in recovery and in life. That is the pure essence of prayer and meditation in reference to spirituality and step 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to use oracle cards to kind of ground the message, and then we'll use tarot to see where you're at and what guidance I can provide to you guys today. So as always, thank you so much for subscribing and for liking the videos. It helps me so much. I am a fairly new channel, so every like, every subscribe, every share helps me, and I appreciate that. So with that said, let's go ahead and get the Akashic Soul Record Oracle message that we're meant to hear today. So we have release point. Wow. Sorry. Just getting a little choked up. Release point. You have reached a point where carrying old emotions is too heavy. Release them with love. They have served their purpose. Breathe freedom into your being. And that is amazing because as we go through the steps, it's a release of one thing after another and another. It's a gaining that insight and that wisdom that you divinely hold inside of you. We all have it inside of us. We just get here on earth and we start doing other things and we navigate away from our soul's path. But if you're watching my video, clearly you're back on soul alignment. And again, you've reached a point where carrying old emotions is too heavy. Yeah, those burdens are too heavy. And when you think about the birds in the picture, you can just think of those as your shadows and those emotions that no longer serve you, just kind of being lifted and taken away. Because that is the other gift from the divine. That is the other gift from God, is that he will take those burdens away from you if you are willing. So willingness. Architect of realities. You command the forces of action with mastery. Your vision becomes reality because you align thought, feeling, and deed. Lead with integrity. And so those are the other messages from the divine when we meditate and when we pray, when we ask for thy will, not mine. We're asking to be led. And then once we're led, it's that willingness to fulfill where we're being led. So we're also going to get another oracle message. Okay, apparently taking that one. Let's see what it is. It is ultimate fulfillment. You are now entering a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I always ask my spirit guides and the divine. I always meditate before each reading to connect with my soul's purpose and the messages that I need to share with you guys. And this is it. This is what we get when we are on step 11, or if we're revisiting all the steps to just kind of like have a spiritual reset. Ultimate fulfillment. You are now entering a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. And that is what you get from prayer and meditation. Prayer isn't just to, ask God to take a situation away from you, because there's lessons to be learned from every situation, right? So it's asking God to lead you in the direction that you need to go. And it's that emotional fulfillment that you get when, like, you help somebody out, right? They ask for your help, you're able to help them. And that emotional fulfillment that you feel when you're able to give of yourself. And it's not like financial give. Sometimes we financially give, sometimes we help others when they need just a little bit here and there. But it's that emotional fulfillment that we get when we spiritually connect to the divine, when we spiritually deeply connect to God. And so I've been looking forward to doing this one for a really long time. I could probably talk for hours about prayer and meditation. If you struggle with prayer and meditation, or just meditation, feel free to leave me a comment and let me know how I can work with you to be able to help you, because I used to struggle with meditation too. Being able to quiet the mind and slow it down isn't always the easiest thing when we think we have 50 million things going on. But when we are present and just in this moment right now, we just have the one. What messages are you meant to hear right now? So if you need a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, feel free to leave me a comment. There's also a meditation that I found. I use crystal singing bowls in my own practice. But I have found one online that I will listen to over and over again when I want to align all of my chakras to really get myself in balance, to be able to connect to the divine and to be able to hear and feel and see and know those messages that they're trying to send to me. So if you would like to know what that one is, it is on YouTube and I can send it to you, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. So feel free to let me know if that's something that you need. The spirit animal oracle message that I have for you today is absolutely beautiful. It is unicorn. Infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. Love that. I'm just going to leave it there for a second. It's just so pretty. And that's you. Infinite possibilities. That is what you get with prayer and meditation too. Sometimes I'll listen to a prayer or meditation, and like the one that I was talking about is 29 minutes and 59 seconds of just checking out and checking in and aligning your chakras, every single one of them. It's so awesome. But that's it. I forgot where I was going with that. I was going to say sometimes I don't even want the meditation to stop. It's so good that I'm like, I need to find an hour one to be able to just check out for an hour. And I know that's hard for a lot of people because we have a lot going on in our lives. But if you think about the time you spend doing other things like watching TV for an hour, or, just kind of like doing stuff, but you really didn't get anything done, and there went another hour. You can really start to figure out where you can fit it in. Sometimes I like to kind of plot out my day of like an hour. I will be, doing these kind of things. And then I will spend an hour to 2 hours doing these things. And then I'll set a timer. And when that timer is done, it's done. It's time to move on to the other thing, just to help kind of give myself a little self-discipline so that I get those times of prayer and meditation in. So I can give back to myself. Because if I give to myself, the universe, God, the divine will give to me, and then I can give to others. It's such a give and take, but you can't just take. You got to give of yourself. And that's what we get with step 11 with that spirituality, prayer and meditation. So is there anything else over here I wanted to share? Self-awareness. Yeah, self-awareness, with being aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it and where you're spending your time, that self-awareness. Okay, so now I'm going to ask my guys to just help me connect with you guys so that we can receive the messages that we're meant to hear today. So we're going to do 3 rows. We're going to do 1 row of where you're at, basically like where you're going, and then advice, future advice, or things that you are moving past or that are coming in for you. So let's go ahead and do 1 more shuffle. Thanks. You have the 5 of Wands. You have the Devil and the Ace of Cups. You have the Eight of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Page of Pentacles. And you have the Page of Swords. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so clearly right now, as you're trying to navigate that time to have for yourself, to have that spiritual recovery and that meditation, if your life is this, which is the Five of Wands, where it gets kind of chaotic, it feels like you're kind of like going in so many different directions. But what you really need to do is just kind of focus on one thing, because you're being asked to release this energy, that Five of Wands kind of chaotic energy. And this is the devil. So the devil is a reminder of, if you're falling back into, or you're saying that I can't because I have all of this going on, the devil is here to remind you of those things that no longer serve you. The devil is a reminder to not be bound by your thoughts. So you also have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your cup just completely overflowing. So when you release that Five of Wands energy, when you release the things that no longer serve you, then your cup, your emotional cup, just becomes overflowing. We're also going to clarify all the cards. So this is and I did it backwards. That's funny. This is a Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is a Rider-Waite Smith. The only difference is the illustrations. The themes are still the same, but it's just the illustrations. So why is our Five of Wands here? Where is that conflict, that chaos? Where is that? Where is that coming from? You have the Hierophant. So I think it is telling me that you're kind of in that state of like a little bit of confusion. And that makes sense, because sometimes when you're trying to meditate and you're trying to be aware of that spiritual connection to God or to your higher power, it gets really confusing sometimes on how to do so. So again, if you need some advice or you need to talk, just let me know. But as you're navigating the chaotic thoughts in your mind, just bring it back to self, bring it back to what you've learned. And don't worry about what you haven't learned. That also kind of came in. If you don't know how to do it, that's okay. Start slow. Start with just a few minutes at a time. Even if it's 3, set your timer on your phone. I'm for 3 minutes going to just sit here and do nothing. Draw a blank. You don't need to expect to see anything or expect to hear anything. Slow your breathing down. Learn about box breathing and just be mindful of your breath. Just those little starts. So I think this feels like somebody that doesn't know how to do what they want to do. And if you just take a few moments to connect with God, God will show you. The divine will show you. So why is our devil here? What are you trying to make us mindful of? You have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is very ambitious and driven, and he's just very spontaneous about how he does things. So I feel like it's just going to be that kind of spontaneous moment that happens for you where you get that clarity and that you're able to just kind of get it, and you can release the thoughts of being bound by not being able to, if that makes sense. Why are my cards upside down today? They were just a mess. I must have shuffled them wrong. I don't read reverse. So we are going to clarify the Ace of Cups. What is their Ace of Cups right now? Aw, you have the Knight of Cups. So you literally have 3 knights right now, as of now. And that's actually happened again on another video I think that I did. I don't know if it was a collective or if it was the Sober Souls video, but the Knight of Cups shows you emotionally moving forward with this balance and with this structure. I mean, like your cup is completely overflowing with love. And so I think this is like a divine nod to take that love and go forward. Take that love and find a way that you can share it with others. That's what I feel from that. You have the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Cups. So you have 2 Knight of Cups, which is pretty significant. So Eight of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Cups shows that you are moving forward on your emotional journey. You're leaving behind things that no longer serve you. So you're leaving behind that self-doubt and that emotional those things that emotionally drain you, and you're moving forward on the journey. It's going to be an uphill journey. You got to go up the hill to be able to go home in the card. The man in the card or woman in the card is going home on their journey. And so you still have to go uphill sometimes, and then it gets easier. But the next card to this is the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So that is the progression that you're taking, is you're moving towards what makes your soul very happy. Knight of Cups, I wish I had a camera above. It is facing the Wheel of Fortune. So when you are emotionally balanced and you're moving forward with that emotional clarity, it's what's going to be turning your Wheel of Fortune forward. I know it's in the other row, but I always feel like the cards talk to each other as they're down here. So this just continues to have slow and steady progress while you're on your spiritual recovery steps, because you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is literally a card that's not moving. He's the only knight that's not moving in the tarot. And that's because he is taking things slow and steady. But I think it's time for you now to start planting the seeds of your future. When you do your spiritual meditation, set intentions. What are the intentions for taking a pause? What are the intentions for even just taking 3 minutes? What are you seeking from the meditation? So this for me is a reminder to you to be mindful meditation. What are you seeking? What are you wanting to know? And just understand also with meditation, the answers don't come like a knock on the door right away. It is, again, embracing that connection that you have with the divine and with God, and that those messages will come through, whether they come through in meditation or they come through after, they will come through. So we're going to clarify what is our Eight of Cups situation that we're walking away from. Knight of Pentacles. So you have a lot of knights. That is a lot of learning energy, a lot of willingness energy. All the knights, they're willing to go into battle, right? So for each of the elements that the knights represent, they're willing to go into battle for those emotions, for those elements. And so this is you really wanting to take advantage of your kind of grounded energy. So this, again, it's planting those seeds. It's walking away from what no longer serves you and taking the time for yourself to really start planning what it is that you want to do next. With your Knight of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. So as you move forward, you're going to be working together. Oh, you're working together with others. There it is. The Three of Pentacles shows you showing others what you're doing and how you're doing it. And you're doing it with that emotional balance, like you're emotionally driven, or so you're feeling called emotionally to drive forward and help others. Like you're feeling this drive to like emotionally help others. This Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Star. So the Star is asking you to focus on harmony and healing. So that is the thing that the Knight of Pentacles wants you to focus on right now, is your healing. So first and foremost, take it slow. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and just heal your heart. And next, in your final outcome row, you have the Page of Swords. So as you're on your journey, you're clearly still continuing to gather more information, and more information is coming to you, and that is what's going to continue to spin your Wheel of Fortune forward. But you're also being told to continue to have balance. Find that balance between meditation and action, because that's what's coming next is step 12, which is service, being of service to others. So moving forward, you're going to be getting more information from the divine, the clarity, because it's the sword. So that's mind, that's clarity. So you'll be getting clarity on what it is next that you're going to be doing moving forward, that's going to continue to keep your spiritual wheel moving forward. And then you're going to be sharing it with others. The Two of Pentacles is balancing, this and that, work and play. But I feel like you're going to be balancing your spiritual guidance so that you can give it to others, that's a beautiful thing. Because that's what we want, right? Once we're on this path, we want to be able to help others. That's why I do my channel. I want to be able to help others in any way that I can. And I love using the tarot to be able to help. So we have the Emperor, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Seven of Cups. So your Page of Swords is clarified by the Emperor. So as you're getting clarity on what it is that you're going to do next. You have the energy of the Emperor, which he is ready to go. He has his suit of armor on under his cloak. So you, with this clarity, will be ready to continue to build that structure and that foundation that you have in your life to be able to continue to go forward. The Five of Swords shows that you're no longer dealing with these emotional chaos, and you're just you're going forward focused on your emotions. You're going forward on staying away from things that no longer serve you. You're walking away from that chaos. You're walking away from that trickery. And he's got three swords here. So the Three of Swords in tarot is the three swords in the heart, where you're having to work on your heart and that emotional healing. And so it just shows that you are walking away from anything that causes your heart to hurt anymore. You're being strong and you're continuing to move forward with the Wheel of Fortune. Your Two of Pentacles is clarified by Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is read a couple of different ways, but for me today, this feels like you have choices that you can make. Always, you have to stay in balance so that you balance the choices that you make. Because this could be typically a card of like illusions and things like that. But I just feel like the snake in the cup is the one that's sticking out to me, and that's transformation. So just remember to be mindful and keep your balance as you're transforming through these steps and on your spiritual path of recovery. So I love that for you. So we are going to end the reading with the Inner Child Oracle. We're going to get a message from our inner child because I think it's so important to continue to tap into our inner child. Because when we listen to our inner child, it's what's going to continue to drive us forward on that spiritual path to recovery. It's going to help us with our meditating. There's also another meditation that I listen to that really helps you tap into your heart chakra. And it is, I probably shared it with 10, 15 people that I know, because after that meditation, I just felt, and I can feel it right now, you just are able to tap into your emotions and get that clarity that you need, so that you know right from wrong, you know what your soul wants to do and how to do it. So seek guidance in this. It's time for a different perspective. So seeking guidance and having a different perspective, maybe a different perspective about how you used to meditate, or a different perspective of how you communicate with your inner child. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. And your final card is, you do not have to go at it alone. This came out on another Sober Souls video. Reach out for support in this time. So as always with life, we have to go through disappointments. We have to go through the shadows to get to the light. So disappointment is not the end. So if there is something that is going on that causes disappointment for you, just know that you don't have to go at it alone. My husband's also in recovery too. He has 8 years of sobriety. So if you are a male and you want to have a one-on-one with another male, feel free to leave a comment and I will connect you with him, because you don't have to go it alone. So both of us would not mind at all helping anybody that's on the spiritual path to recovery. But also there's a lot of help available if you're on that path too. So just remember, you don't have to go at it alone. So as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. Take care, enjoy the journey, and until the next video, have a great rest of your day.